Hello, future scientists. Welcome to our journey into chemical thermodynamics, a fascinating branch of chemistry. Today, we are diving deep into the relationship between Gibbs free energy change, denoted as delta G, and the equilibrium constant, K. These concepts are crucial for understanding why reactions happen, how far they proceed, and how we can control them. We'll start with the basics, build up to complex derivations, and explore real-world applications across 4 levels of challenge. Get ready to unlock the secrets of chemical spontaneity and equilibrium. Let's kick things off with the fundamentals. What is Gibbs free energy, and how does it hint at where a reaction is headed? Our first concept is Gibbs free energy, or delta G. Think of it as the useful energy available in a reaction to do work at constant temperature and pressure. It's our ultimate predictor for spontaneity. If delta G is negative, the reaction is spontaneous, meaning it will proceed on its own to form products. If delta G is positive, it's non-spontaneous, favoring reactants. And crucially, if delta G is zero, our system is at equilibrium, a state of perfect balance with no net change. Now, let's connect delta G to equilibrium. Equilibrium is that special state where forward and reverse reaction rates are equal and concentrations stop changing. At this point, the system is perfectly balanced and our delta G becomes zero. The key equation that links everything is delta G equals delta G naught plus RT natural log Q. Here, Q is the reaction quotient. At equilibrium, Q becomes K, the equilibrium constant, and delta G becomes zero. This simplifies to delta G naught equals minus RT natural log K. This powerful equation allows us to find K, telling us just how far a reaction goes directly from delta G naught, the standard Gibbs free energy change. Time to test your understanding with some practice questions based on what we've just learned. Take a moment to read through each question, think about the concepts, and apply the formula we discussed. Good luck, and remember, practice is key to mastering these ideas. Alright, let's move beyond the basics and delve deeper into the nuances of Gibbs free energy and equilibrium. First, let's clarify the difference between delta G and delta G naught. Delta G, without the naught, tells us about spontaneity under any specific conditions like current concentrations in a beaker. But delta G naught, with the little circle, refers to standard conditions, typically 1 atmosphere, 1 molar concentration, and 298 Kelvin. It represents the intrinsic tendency of a reaction. The formula delta G equals delta G naught plus RT natural log Q beautifully connects these, showing how actual conditions influence the inherent spontaneity. Next up, the reaction quotient, Q, and the equilibrium constant, K. Q is like a snapshot of your reaction at any given moment, telling you the ratio of products to reactants. K, however, is that specific snapshot at equilibrium star. If K is much greater than 1, it means products are favored at equilibrium. If K is less than 1, reactants are favored. And if K equals 1, you have roughly equal amounts. K is a crucial measure of how far a reaction proceeds. Now, let's re-examine that core relationship, delta G naught equals minus RT natural log K. Remember, we derived this by setting delta G to 0 and Q to K at equilibrium. This equation is incredibly insightful. If delta G naught is negative, K must be greater than 1, meaning products are favored at equilibrium. If delta G naught is positive, K is less than 1, favoring reactants. And if delta G naught is 0, K equals 1, indicating a balance. This quantitative link helps us predict the extent of any reaction under standard conditions. Great work so far. Now, it's time for some medium-level practice questions. These will challenge you to apply the concepts of delta G naught, Q, and K in slightly more complex scenarios. Read each question carefully, recall the definitions and relationships, and work through the calculations. You've got this. Ready to tackle some advanced concepts? Let's elevate our understanding of delta G and the equilibrium constant. We begin by revisiting the fundamental equation, delta G equals delta G naught plus RT natural log Q. This equation is the bedrock. The delta G naught term represents the intrinsic drive of the reaction under idealized standard conditions. The RT natural log Q term, however, is dynamic. It adjusts delta G based on the current concentrations or partial pressures of your reactants and products, effectively pushing the reaction towards equilibrium until delta G itself becomes zero. Understanding this interplay is key to predicting reaction direction in real-world scenarios. Let's deepen our understanding of delta G naught equals minus RT natural log K. This relationship is profound because delta G naught is a constant for a specific reaction at a given temperature, and so is K. The exponential nature of this relationship means even a small change in delta G naught can lead to a massive change in K. For instance, a delta G naught of minus 5.7 kJ per mole at 298 Kelvin gives a K of about 10. But if delta G naught drops to minus 57 kJ per mole, K skyrockets to 10 to the power of 10. This highlights how a reaction can shift from moderate product preference to virtually complete conversion with relatively small changes in its intrinsic spontaneity. Now, let's connect delta G naught and K to other thermodynamic parameters like enthalpy and entropy, and explore how temperature affects equilibrium. We know delta G naught equals delta H naught minus T delta S naught. By substituting this into our key equation, we get minus RT natural log K equals delta H naught minus T delta S naught. Rearranging gives us natural log K equals delta H naught over RT minus delta S naught over R. This is a form of the Van 't Hoff equation. It tells us that for exothermic reactions, increasing temperature decreases K, favoring reactants, while for endothermic reactions, increasing temperature increases K, favoring products. This directly aligns with Le Chatelier's principle, providing a quantitative thermodynamic basis. Excellent work on the hard-level content. Now, challenge yourself with these harder practice questions. These problems require you to integrate multiple thermodynamic concepts and apply the relationships we've discussed, including the Van 't Hoff equation. Take your time, analyze each scenario, and work through the calculations carefully. You're building a strong foundation. All right, champions. Prepare to push your limits. We are now entering the hardest level, where we'll explore the most intricate details, advanced derivations, and real-world applications of delta G and the equilibrium constant. Our journey to delta G equals delta G naught plus RT natural log Q begins with chemical potential. Each component in a mixture has a chemical potential, essentially its partial molar Gibbs free energy. For gases or solutions, this potential depends on its standard potential and the natural log of its pressure or concentration. By summing the chemical potentials of products and subtracting those of reactants, we rigorously derive delta G for the entire reaction. This detailed derivation from fundamental principles provides a deeper appreciation for where our core equation truly comes from, solidifying its theoretical foundation. Next, let's fully embrace the Van 't Hoff equation. The differential form, d ln K over dt equals delta H naught over RT squared, precisely describes how K changes with infinitesimal temperature variations. Integrating this, assuming delta H naught is constant, gives us natural log of K2 over K1 equals minus delta H naught over R times 1 over T2 minus 1 over T1. This quantitative tool is indispensable in industrial chemistry, allowing engineers to predict and optimize reaction conditions like temperature to maximize product yield, for example, in the Haber-Bosch process for ammonia synthesis, where a balance between kinetics and thermodynamics is critical. The applications of delta G and K are vast. In industry, they guide the design of processes like methanol and sulfuric acid production, balancing thermodynamic feasibility with practical kinetics. In biochemistry, delta G naught prime, the physiological standard free energy, explains why ATP hydrolysis is so crucial. Its highly negative delta G drives numerous non-spontaneous reactions through reaction coupling. Moreover, in electrochemistry, delta G naught is directly linked to the standard cell potential, showing how chemical energy transforms into electrical energy. However, remember, thermodynamics predicts what can happen not how fast star. A reaction might be highly spontaneous but kinetically very slow, highlighting the critical distinction between feasibility and rate. Finally, let's consider limitations and advanced insights. While delta G is powerful, it doesn't account for reaction rates. Catalysts are needed for that, speeding up reactions without altering delta G or K. We also touch upon non-equilibrium thermodynamics, crucial for understanding living systems that operate far from equilibrium, maintaining steady states. Reaction coupling, where a non-spontaneous reaction is driven by a highly spontaneous one, is a cornerstone of biological energy transfer. The ultimate legacy of delta G is its ability to quantify the maximum useful work a system can perform, offering a profound understanding of energy transformations across all scientific disciplines. You've absorbed a tremendous amount of advanced knowledge. Now, apply it to these challenging questions. These problems will test your ability to connect diverse concepts, perform complex calculations, and critically analyze scenarios. Focus on the details, recall the derivations, and think like a true thermodynamicist. You're doing great. Let's continue to push your boundaries with the remaining hardest level questions. These require deep analytical skills and a comprehensive understanding of how delta G and the equilibrium constant behave under various conditions and in different scientific contexts. Tackle them with confidence, demonstrating your mastery of chemical thermodynamics. Keep up the excellent work. Congratulations on completing this in-depth exploration of delta G and the equilibrium constant. You've navigated through easy, medium, hard, and even the hardest levels, gaining a robust understanding of these critical thermodynamic concepts. For more such comprehensive educational content, practice questions, and detailed explanations to ace your GMAIN exams, visit synapse.omaps.in. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for continuous learning. Keep striving for excellence.